and welcome to Home Recording 101. I'm Ren, and I'm going to be your host today. Today, we're going to continue our series and the equipment that you need to start up your home recording studio. We're on episode 6, and we're going to talk about studio monitors. Studio monitors are, for all intents and purposes, the most important part of your recording studio. Of course, you want to have a good computer, you want to have good I/O and good mics and everything. But you've got to be able to hear properly to be able to get a great net product out of your recording. If you want it to sound its best, you're going to want to have really good quality speakers to hear through. So a studio monitor really determines what you hear, and because of that, it determines what your final outcome is. The better you hear, the better the end result is. Higher price doesn't always mean higher quality and better sound. So put as much of your budget as possible into a really great pair of monitors, but do yourself a favor and listen to all kinds of different ones before you make a decision. There's basically two types of monitors with two variations within each one. Near field monitors will have active and passive variations, and basically what an active near field monitor is a monitor that has its own amplification built right into the speaker. So you don't have to go buy a separate amplifier. Everything comes in one package. A passive speaker is basically meaning that you're going to have to go buy an amplifier and the cables to connect it to the amplifier to be able to hear anything out of it. So there's near field and then there's full range. These tend to be the wall-mounted, gigantic, big studio monitors that everybody sees in the iconic pictures of what a studio looks like. That takes thousands of watts to power them, and they sound incredible, but they're gargantuan and cost about as much as a small house. So not really in the budget to work with. So for the purpose of this discussion, we're only going to be talking about active near-field monitors, because they're the easiest to deal with, the best quality for the least amount of money. So in near field monitors, driver size and its relevance to your sound really is something to take into consideration. There's basically 3 size ranges of near field monitors. The lowest is a 3-inch bass driver. Mid-range is about a 5.5 to 6-inch bass driver. Top end, you're probably going to see 8-inch bass drivers. On really rare occasions, you'll find a 10-inch bass driver. The other thing that you would consider in a near size monitor is its power rating, how many watts of power it can generate. And we'll talk about that as we look at a couple of these. The other thing that I would really recommend, and I mentioned this earlier in the video, is that you should go and listen to these monitors side by side with music that you're comfortable and familiar with, that you know how it should sound, and listen to them side by side and decide from that what you like best. I wouldn't worry as much about cost as I do about what it sounds like. So go into a music store. Like Sam Ash or Guitar Center, where they've got really good pro audio setups. Go into a place where you can listen very intently to the differences between the different speakers, and then find one that you really like the sound of, and that's going to be the one that you're going to want to get. I would also get advice from other people that you know and trust. As to what kind of speakers they use, what they like about them, and what they would go with if they had a choice. Those are good things to consider when you're looking at your monitoring system for your studio. So I gave you a couple of decent low-end options that have 5-inch drivers. These speakers, the JBL LSR 305P MK2 3 Series powered monitor, is what I use. They faithfully reproduce what I need to hear so that I can really get in and listen to the depth of what I need to edit and EQ and mix and all of those things. They've got plenty of flexibility. You can boost or cut the low end, boost or cut the high end, change the master level on the speaker itself. It really just is a great speaker, and it's built by a very reputable company that's been around for a long, long time. So I would recommend these as a good option. Another really great option is the M-Audio BX5D3 Active Studio Monitor. This is another 5-inch driver system. It is a biamped, just like the JBL is. This one has the ability to change what they call its acoustic space from a -2 dB to a -4 to flat. And basically what this does is adjusts for kind of the distance from the wall that you're placing the speaker. So in other words, if you're placing the speaker directly against the wall, you'll probably set it as a -4. If you're a couple of inches off the wall, you're a -2. If you're further than that, then you'd set it flat. This also has a volume selector on the back of it that you can adjust the maximum volume level for the speaker. So those are a couple of options. Those are both $149 a piece or $300 for a pair of them. So really good, affordable, high quality options. Another option is the KRK VT6 Active Studio Monitor. KRK makes a really great speaker. They've been an active force in studio monitoring for a while now. These are 6-inch monitors, biamped, with the cost of them is $269.95. Let's see if they have they've really got no shaping or anything to speak of on the back. So basically it's the studio monitor, and I believe it has just a loudness control on the back. So this, you're looking at about $540 for a pair. So from $300 a pair to $540 a pair. This is a good mid-range, awesome sounding speaker. Again, as far as comparable sound quality, the LSR 305P by JBL and the M-Audio BX5 are both really good quality options as well. So let's look and see what the top end of that spectrum looks like. Genelec are used in some of the most high quality studio post-production houses around. They're touted as extremely true flat response, so you really know exactly what you're hearing. And they're also extremely expensive. The cost of these is $1,175 per pair or per piece. In other words, it's $2,350 for a pair of them. So while you're catching your breath recovering from the price shock on these speakers, there's one more thing I want to mention to you, and that's if you had the option to have a couple of different speaker sources to listen through, that's always a good thing. The more sources that you can listen to through, the better your mixes are ultimately going to be. So another option to consider as a secondary listening source would be something like these, the Avantone MixCube active audio speakers. They're 60 watt. They are a single driver, nothing fancy. They are very flat sounding. If you can make something sound good on these, then you're making a really great sounding mix across the board. So a good alternative and a good thing. Now these are $479 for a pair of speakers. So it's a little bit of money, but it's worth having the second set of tools to listen through. So that's our segment on studio monitors. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can always email me at info@ARainCreative. It's on the screen right now. And I will be happy to answer any questions that you have, and I will answer all questions that come through. So that wraps up today's session. The next thing we're going to talk about is other gear you're going to need to have for your studio. So stay tuned. Have a great day. Happy recording.